probably not what Kelazhur has on his mind as far as the 2x goes, especially when his opponent just won that last game. You know, this is the time that Kelazhur should be 2xing, not his opponent. But he will scout and he will see no barracks in the main, so he knows what's up. This means that Future has to send this Reaper across as soon as possible. His Reaper will get out a bit quicker than his opponent's. And these racks are actually extremely close. He does get a bad trade with that Reaper, but a second one will follow this. Alright. Future's done a good job at pulling Kelazhur rather, has done a good job at pulling just enough SCVs to hold off versus this, but I guess just a couple too few. We will have the Reaper and Hellion coming out here very shortly, but this is not looking great for Kelazhur at the moment, as we see constant Reaper production here. And we actually see a proxy starport again, except this time it's by Kelazhur. Kelazhur just needs to keep these units alive, if he can. He did pick off one Reaper there. Ooh, almost gets a second. Oh, he's being very, very aggressive in trying to hunt down these units. Gets another one. I think he's really trying to force Future into building as many Reapers as he can. But it looks like Future is just going to cut his losses. So Future should know that there's something proxied on the map. Oh, that Cyclone just a bit to finish, and he's even getting the Cyclone upgrade for it. So the Liberator only able to get one SCV. It does delay a decent amount of mining time, and especially like for a build like this, he did delay a couple of his SCVs at the start, so his economy isn't ideal. He's lucky he did a lot of damage with his own Reapers, or else we'd probably see a huge advantage here for Kelazhur. Only able to kill one. Oh, that's a big fight actually. So Kelazhur has just continued to build Reapers and Hellions with this 1-1-1. So he's going to come up in here and he's going to pick off that Cyclone. Now there's just one landed Viking here to deal with this. And Kelazhur actually might just have way too much. He's going to be able to overwhelm here. Another Cyclone is popping out, but if that gets juggled correctly by these grenades, I don't believe it doesn't have any off cooldown. And repairs coming down, so that's a lot of damage getting repaired on this. This Reaper and Hellion are going to try to pick up a couple more workers, and they've done a pretty good job. They've evened out the worker count pretty much. So these three Cyclones are able to do quite a lot of work here. He does lose one, which I think was a bit of a mistake. But sometimes, like, there's just nothing you can do about that. Cyclone Micro is kind of finicky in some ways. God. These players have exactly even worker counts, exactly even army counts. Now, Future is trying to play pretty aggressively here with these Cyclones and this Hellion. Sorry, not Hellion. Banshee. I know what StarCraft units are. He's actually going to be able to get that siege tank. Really good. Even going to force out a auto turret and just completely dodge that. More Cyclones, more Banshees. I'd love to see him. Oh, just heading in too far. So he's gonna. Okay, so he's actually bringing SCVs to repair this. This is really cute. Banshee going up into the main. There's a Cyclone there to greet it, so he should be able to get out. Oh no, actually gonna lose that completely. This Barracks here trying to do its best to spot. Now with the siege tank here, it's going to be really hard for Future to really find a huge amount more damage. Just because the siege tank outranges the Cyclones without the lock-on. So whenever the Cyclones come in to lock on... Oh, I don't know why Kelazhur tried that. They won't be able to get in range before the siege tank gets a big shot off. Now if Kelazhur tries to move out, that's a completely different story. Future will be able to completely stop whatever he's doing, even picking off that Raven for being slightly out of position. And back at home we do have Future going mech, and Kelazhur going bio. And this is very bad news, I think, if you're the bio player and you're losing SCVs this much. He just doesn't have any disadvantages right now, really. Maybe, like, what does he even have? Yeah, Future has 5 siege tanks at home. Like, even if Kelazhur gets a decent position, it's going to be hard for him to actually find a whole lot of damage. Now, these Cyclones might get picked out here. Oh, he even saves all of these. So, we have 1 interference matrix or 1 auto turret, depending on what he decides to use it for. And these Cyclones are doing such a good job at just delaying his bio from getting up to the rest of the army. Where is Future heading with these? Oh god, this is so bad! No! Future! He's caught in a position and this bio is just going to completely destroy all of these siege tanks. Oh my god. The one thing Future could have done, and I think he might have just threw. He just lost like 7 siege tanks for absolutely nothing. Now Kelazhur has a really good position on this base. What is it to reinforce? There's Hellions? Garbage. And there's more bio heading up behind this. GG. What a throw. Oh my god. No one really does this anymore. So you probably don't get a huge amount of practice versus this. But Zerg, I feel like, generally has the ways to deal with this. The Overlord will see this. First Reaper heading across the map. Second gas on the way. We'll have to see how our Zerg player is able to react. And what exactly he goes for. Like, we see he gets the 3rd base down right away. Is he going to get more queens? Is he going to just wait until link speed comes out? I'm not quite sure what we're going to see here. Really nicely done though from Sinner, just picking off a couple Zerglings at a time. He kind of realizes that that's what his win condition is, essentially, is to just continue to whittle down the army. You know, it's often not worth targeting the queens just because they have so much health, and eventually we'll be able to heal back. Able to jump in the main. Speed's almost done here, and we do see 8 more Zerglings on the way. So Sinner even loses one of those Reapers. Unfortunate there for him. He really needs to keep as many of these Reapers alive as he can, and just continue to pick off Zerglings as much as he can. The lower the Zergling count when the speed finishes, the better. Yeah, it's finishing pretty shortly here, and we have 20 more Lings on the way, and I don't think we have enough Reapers here to fight that many. But he is getting the CC up back at home too. Oh, he's not aware of the speed. Oh, he's going to get surrounded pretty big by all of these speedlings. There's no way any of these Reapers get out. And that's basically going to be the end of this rush. This is why no one does this anymore. But and Chan being very smart here, he just realizes that his speedling's greatest potential is in picking off reinforcements. These Reapers over here are going to deny some creep spread. But they're not going to push too far onto creep. Or rather, they shouldn't, because this might happen. Huge surround comes in from Cham. Grenades go off and should get some of these Reapers out alive, but still, that's a lot of resources lost. He's basically losing a Reaper per... Like, look at this resources lost. 1,800 to 575. Like, Reapers are not efficient once the Zerg gets out enough speedlings. Huge surrounds coming down on all these Reapers. And this should be the end of the game here for Sinner. And unfortunately for him, that should be the end of his tournament. I appreciate trying to bust out something crazy versus Cham, because it is unlikely that someone like Sinner can beat Cham, because Cham is just a god. But it's just not going to work.